You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy volt your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva.
Happy Tuesday morning, Tiffany Hampton. We are on a role reversal. You're in the car, I'm in the office.
I know. It's going to be a week. It's good though. And you know what? That brings us to exactly what our conversation is, because I should not have said it's going to be a week.
Ooh, you just threw out a limiting mic.
Right? What am I thinking? And what's our affirmation?
I own my mistakes.
I own my mistakes. You know, it's really easy to push blame on others. It's really easy to say, well, that's not my problem. It's really easy to say, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I'm guilty. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's my, I have a t-shirt.
Well, and here's the other thing. It's how do you honestly think blaming others impacts relationships professionally and personally? Because I can tell you this week alone, I have been the hit of the blame game for things I haven't even been a part of. Like, I don't even know the players sometimes. And I'm like,
right. Well, and like, give 100%, own 100%, live 100%. Like, you can't live more.
no.
You shouldn't live less. And yet there are days that you don't give 100% for whatever reason. The goal is, it's like Diana Kokoska. I put 100 on your head. I'm never going to take it off. You are the only one that can take that 100 off your head, right? So when we're giving 100% to our business, to our family, to our people, to everything, we're the only ones that change that 100.
The other thing that's to remember some days is you own your own business as an agent. At the end of the day, it's up to you to pick this up, to do the activities, and everything else is an excuse to cover up for, and maybe cover up's not the right term. I'm just can't even figure out how to term it, but it's for needing training, needing education, understanding. And instead, it's like we've gone back to a high school playground where people are just lashing out and it's not my fault. No one
Right.
told me. And it's amazing how negative business numbers all of a sudden also draw those things out. When people are acting a certain way, the first thing I do before helping them, I look at their multi-year trends. And I can usually decipher what's going on well before I jump into a conversation with them. But is it fair to any of us? There's one thing to come from, there's healthy complaining. I've always said that there is a way to, do you need me to listen or do you want me to respond? Sometimes I just need you to listen. Sometimes I just need to let it go and put it in the wind so I can get rid of it. But, what's one way our agents can help learn to take responsibility for their actions instead of resorting to blaming is a true coping mechanism, because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's a coping mechanism to deal with failure. And I've got something my husband said to my son this weekend that I think will be incredible. So what's one thing?
What was it?
So my son had to interview someone for college for his ethics class, and he chose my husband, who's been his stepdad forever. And one of the questions Matt said is, well, are you proud of me? And my husband said to him, I'm proud of you for every success and I'm proud of you for every failure, because every time you have failed, it means you're learning and growing. And that shows
Right.
you're human.
Oh yeah. You either win or you learn. Both are winning.
Do you think our agents are just so conditioned and hard on themselves that they're at a place where they're maybe on overload and they just cannot take one more domino tipping over because they can't handle?
Well, yeah, the coach that comes out in me, and I will say, I will personally say from my own knowing, the coach in me says, is your head where your feet are at all times, right? So if you're at work, are you at work? If you're
Right.
home with your family, are you at home with your family? If you're on vacation? And I mean, it goes back to, at the end of the day, we know what our job is. We may not like it, right? Because who wants, like Nate was on a call yesterday with us and he was talking about, like, if you don't like cold calling, you don't ever have to cold call. Because at the end of the day, you go out and you meet people, you add them to your database, and then you talk to the people in your database. Not a difficult thing to do.
Right.
Here's the deal though. I feel like we go down the road of negativity when we know what we need to do and we just don't take action.
Right. So is it education? Is it coaching?
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And I think the other thing is we get so caught up in big shinies. I had a wonderful conversation with a big team in Massachusetts yesterday, and I said to him, at the end of the day, you don't need all the big shiny. We need to get back to doing the basics and making sure those are covered before we add on layers of other things, because you're not even covering the basics right now. Right? We try to buy all these programs that promise us never lose contact, never miss a lead, never do this. Well, guess what? It still takes sweat equity. And it still takes a person behind those systems to make things run. It's not going to, these systems and tech are not going to make the calls for you and create the relationships. There's just going to be reminders to keep in contact. And I think we've gotten to a point in our world where tech has become scary, where at the end of the day, tech is your ultimate leverage partner to keeping you organized and doing the things you promised your clients you were going to do. I'm sorry, you can't remember to call someone quarterly. I don't care who you are in this world. Once you start getting busy, you will forget. Balls get dropped when there are too many balls up in the air being juggled.
Right.
And I think,
well, and there's a reason why we have a GPS and a one-page business plan, right? It's one goal, 3 priorities, 5 strategies, and the priorities are really simple. It's communicate with the people that care, love you, and want to see you succeed.
right.
Lead generate for now business through open houses, expireds for sale by owners, whatever that looks like, and lead generate to add people to your database. And the third priority is processes, systems, technology, then people, right? That's it. Whether you're a brand new agent or an agent running a mega $1 million team, it's the same. It's just how different are those strategies. And we complicate things because we want the easy pill. There's no easy pill.
So in your experience, what are some of the common negative consequences that are going to happen if agents stay in this game of blame and not take ownership?
I mean, just the whole emotional baggage, like the amount of emotional, and I will speak for me personally because it's happened in my world. When I am not living in my 100%, doing what I desire to do in my 100%, I go negative. I take that negative onto other humans. I take that negative onto family. I'm not reaching my goals. I'm not reaching my financial goals. And it takes a reset, right? And the question is that reset, sometimes that reset is a lifetime. Sometimes that reset is 1 year. Sometimes that reset is a month. The sooner you can hit that reset button, the better. And the reset button is the recognition.
Right.
I am going down the wrong path. Okay, stop, freeze, turn around and go backwards.
Or quarter turn. It's still a different direction.
Right? Yeah. I remember once I was sitting and I was listening to someone speak and they turned around and said, you're walking and you're walking in the wrong direction, and you're walking and you're walking. And it doesn't matter if you've been walking in that wrong direction for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. At any moment in time, you can stop and go in a different direction.
Right. Break that cycle. You're the only person that can start to move left or right to change the direction.
Right.
And I hope, we're not calling anybody out. This has just been it's like Mercury is in Gatorade and everybody's just having feelings.
Well, look at where we've been, right?
Yep.
Like We just
winter.
spent the last 3 years in like chaos with COVID and like everything that's going on in the world. And then for us New Englanders, I mean, it's the first day of spring the first official full day of spring today. Yesterday was, it's tough to be a New Englander in
It
winter.
is tough. We only get so much sunshine. So my
Yeah,
question for you guys is, how are you going to bring the sunshine into your business and break the cycle of the blame game? Take a step back. The last time something did not go right, do you remember how you reacted? And more importantly, if there were people around you or in your world that support you, what did it do to the relationship with those people? I think you've got to take a big look at if you constantly are saying, if you're Eeyore instead of Piglet, because as scared as Piglet was, Piglet still did things even though they were not easy. But if you're Eeyore, how can we help you break that cycle so you can get into a better place? And it could be something super positive, like you've hit a ceiling and it's time to go further with a coach or classes. Maybe look at the blame game as an exciting time to identify and evaluate what's going on in your world, because it may be something as simple as, I need more leverage, I need more education.
right. I mean, again, what are you working on your database? What are you working in lead generation arena? What systems, what processes, what technology? What do you need to learn? And come from it with, it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault. It's not your fault. It's no one's fault around you. It's that you need to learn a different system, process, education, technology. You missed something. Like, come from gratitude. Thank you for a few minutes.
Right. And just check would you say you need a checkup from the neck up, but is your head where your feet are?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And I love social media for marketing. And yet, if you open your eyes, put your feet on the ground and look at Facebook and all the negativity on Facebook, is that setting up your day the way it should?
Right. Is your first phone call a negative reaction? Make your first phone call to somebody in your world you love and adore that pours into you and gives you the energy you so desire. If the first phone call of the day drains you, they don't deserve to be the first phone call of the day.
Well, and I'll also add, just because this is what I'm experiencing in the last 48 hours, the kids were home this weekend, so we got takeout. And I don't eat gluten because it affects me, right? So this weekend we got Olive Garden and we had all kinds of pasta because that's what Jess and Chris like when she comes home, right? So I woke up this morning and yesterday morning feeling very drained because I have the wrong food in my body. So when I say is your head matching your feet, what's your health look like?
Right. Because if your work is great, but your health is not, they're never going to help each other.
Yeah. And that could be a whole different podcast, because I will tell you, like, the autoimmune that's kicking my butt, trying to put into remission, that was directly, that autoimmune came because I was completely stressed out because of circumstances in my world. And I wasn't doing exactly what we're telling people to do, to stop, breathe, put 100 on your head and figure out in a calm way who could support you without going negative.
Right. Somebody has gone before you. They're there to support you. Just takes the first step. Remember, if you're walking this way and it's the wrong way, you have the chance to swivel your hips. Yeah. You don't have to stop. You just got to keep moving in a different direction.
I would say stop and reflect.
I get it. Well, travel safe today, my friend.
All right. I will talk to you. Actually, I'll talk to you sometime today, but I will see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.